And welcome back. As I promised, we're going to take on another movie. This is my little channel called Scream With Me, where I run my mouth about my favorite movies that I've found. And as you may notice, I kind of like try to drift into the lesser known movies, I mean, of course I want to do the big ones. I'll do Friday the 13th and all of my other favorite stuff too, but let's face it, I mean, that's all you'll find if you look for horror stuff. It's kind of hard to find channels that um, really spend a lot of time looking deeper into more obscure movies or movies that might not everybody has heard of or a little older or something like that. So I will do all of the major ones that I love, but I'll also be, you know, talking a little bit about those that I found that I never heard of, didn't know about, that ended up, putting a thrill into my freaky horror soul. And this is going to be 2004. It's a British horror movie called Creep. And the tagline to it is Evil dwells underground. And trust me, it does. So this movie was directed by Christopher Smith and stars Franka Potente, Sean Harris, and Vass Blackwood. And this movie creeped me out. Um, I loved it, of course, or I wouldn't be doing a video. Let's face it. Unlike some of these other channels, I'm not wasting my time or yours to sit and bitch about a movie that I fucking hated. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. I My sinuses, my allergies kill me too much to waste my time sitting and screaming about how much I hated Saw 6 or something like that. I just don't give a shit. But I've got too many good movies that I want to talk about without spending my time. I mean, I might could do a video one day where I just sit and go, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, and this is why. And, but who cares? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm too busy doing this to care about the other stuff anyway. But Creep is about this girl. The movie starts with her at a party, and she's just carrying on at an adult party. I guess they're all in their like late 20s, looking kind of people, mid 20s, late 20s, preppy. Looks like a little yuppie preppy party, and she's going to leave the party and go to another place where she heard George Clooney is having dinner, and she wants to try to uh, be seen or strike up a conversation with him. I guess she's just a fan, and she wants to see George Clooney. So she goes to a tube station, and there's this creepy guy at the party. But she goes to this tube station, and she's like, it's really late at night, and if you've ever been to England, the tube stations, they do run all night, but there are very little, and there are lots of places, lots of routes that close. Um, Unlike maybe like the subways in New York or something, the tube stations, even in London, and in the middle of the night, there's parts of the routes that are closed and there's really nobody around. So she's like on one of the last runs, and she gets on uh, she gets on the tube and she's going to go to her destination, but it just stops. I mean, she knows that. I mean, they were going, and now it's just stopped dead in you know, down in a route. It's just stopped. So she gets kind of freaked out. She goes to the front to talk to the driver, and they show you that the reason why the train has stopped is that he is like really dead, like space smash, something got him kind of dead, and so you're like, okay, it's going to be some kind of creature feature, is what you think, and but it's not. So while she's trying to figure out what the hell's going on and get help, there's a very nice jump scare that turns out to be the creepy guy who liked her from the party, and he's like followed her, and she's like, some shit's going on here. Uh, we're in trouble, but he's too busy pulling his dick out and trying to assault her. And she's like, how can you be doing that in the middle of what is obviously like a pretty freaky situation, and you're trying to, you know, assault me? I mean, so he tries to assault her, he gets her down on the floor, she's freaking out, and then all of a sudden he's attacked. So there goes him. It certainly wasn't him that killed the driver. So he gets attacked and pulled out of the tube and like crawls back up a little bit, and he's all bloody, and something is like clawed the hell out of him. So you don't really, understand exactly what's going on, but there's something really bad down there. So here she is. She takes off running, um, and she runs into these two homeless people, and she tries to tell them that, even though everything's closed, she runs across these two homeless people that are like living underground, like living in a little room off one of the subway lines, off one of the tube lines. So she meets them, and she tries to tell them that she's being chased by something. Something's after them. Now they turn out to be, of course, heroin junkies. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to run for help, that's going to be who I find is a heroin junkie screwed up on smack. You know, that's my luck as well. So I felt for her at that moment. I'm like going, yeah, man, something gets after me. You can guarantee I'm going to run into a passed out drunk or a heroin addict or something. As I'm not, It's not my luck to run into Rambo or Sigourney Weaver or something. Hell no. I'm going to run into a junkie that's not going to be able to help me. So, but one of the guys, he's not too wasted, and he agrees to go and help her. And he's like, well, all I can do is like take you to the guard station, where we can try to figure out, you know, how to get you out of here. Maybe get help that way. Now, while he's gone, his girlfriend gets attacked by whatever this is that you don't know. Then her and the guy get attacked again. Her and this junkie, they get attacked on the subway again by this thing that you don't really. They do a real good job of hiding what it is, so everything is really nice and tense. And it gets him, kills him, which was kind of sad. But and she's once again alone. She goes back to where they lived, only to find blood smears where the girl has been taken. The girl junkie was taken. She follows that, and isn't it about this time? I think it's about this time that we finally see. And it scared the absolute shit out of me when they showed it, because she's like running from this thing. She's in like a storage room, and she's in the corner, and it's all dark, and her light goes out. Her beacon goes out, and in England they're called torches. Well, yeah, what's a flashlight? There you go. So her torch goes out, and it's pitch black dark. So she manages to like bang it on the floor and get it to come back on. And when it does, this thing is right here, like that scene in Aliens 3 where the alien gets right up to Sigourney Weaver's face. It's like that. It's sitting right there in her face because it was pitch black dark. So when the torch comes back on, it's like in her face. It nearly about made me flip out the chair, right? And it's like this, think Wrong Turn, uh, Hills Have Eyes kind of thing. It's like it's like a mutant looking human, and really good practical makeup, because he looked rough, but not in a ridiculous way. He looked he was a really good scary character. So he gets her and he takes her and he puts her in like a cage, and there's like 7 or 8 cages on each side of a little ramp, and you're like, where the hell are they in this underground? Where the hell are they? But because it's like a sewer system, you know. So she's put in a cage, and there's this other guy that got kidnapped. He's over there in a cage. They start trying to figure out how to get out of it because they soon realize that this thing is like keeping them for some reason. Food to feed something. Um, like I said, you know, so you know he's like got two or three people already, and you don't understand what's going on or why he's doing it, but they come up with a way for her to get out. So she gets out, and the guy gets out. So both of them, she then releases him by swimming underneath the cages to one that he had left the lid open on. So she gets out, gets him out, and then the Friday the 13th through the wood chase starts, you know, all through this system, going in and out while this thing is after her, and they run across stuff along the way, including what's obviously where this person stays. They left it really vague, and at first that pissed me off, you know, because I'm like, what's going on? You know, I mean, what's going on? But then again, by the time the movie's over, though, I was glad that they didn't tell me because my imagination, they gave you enough photos, crumbs. So it's like a little medical facility, and it turns out that this creature was actually one of the many medical experiments that some psycho doctor had been doing in this underground laboratory, and he is like left over, and you get all of this information from the pictures. From they're obviously in a medical facility, an underground medical facility, so that was just phenomenal. Uh, like I said, I was a little upset at first because I was like, "Come on, tell me what's going on. What exactly? Who? What? When?" But they show you just enough. They leave it. They leave all the clues there for you, so it's kind of easy to figure out what has been going on. There's a really good, appropriate amount of gore, appropriate amount of jump scares. The movie, all in all, was fantastic. The ending, uh, should I say it? Yeah. Should I say they both live? You know, the two survivors at the end live or no? No, actually they don't. Just she lives. But she's the final girl, and they give her the final girl role, and it was a very satisfying ending. Is it left open? I think it's left open. I guess it could be left open because ain't no telling what else that dude was up to down there. Because they showed a few things that made you go, "There's some other shit going on down here." So there's probably some other things down there. They could have definitely made a sequel, but this is 2004, so 17 years ago. So I think if they was going to make one, they would have made it. But it's a very, very good movie. Um, I saw absolutely nothing that made me roll my eyes or go, bad makeup, bad acting, bad production value, bad cinematography. Nothing. Nothing like that ever cropped up. It was really professionally done. It looks good. It scared the shit out of me, creeped me out. Kind of an original story. There's not a lot. I noticed, I was trying to think of others. There's really not a lot of underground tube station type things. You got what, the Midnight Meat Train from Clive Barker. You got Chud. Um, can you think of any other like tube station type stuff? You got Chud, Midnight Meat Train, underground stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of them. Otherwise, I'd probably be able to remember more than two at the moment. I'm sure there's a couple of more. But yeah, 2004, Creep. If I could find it on DVD, you can find it on DVD. That's one thing you could say about all the movies that I do. I found them, so you can find them. I don't do downloads. I do have Netflix, but I'm not gonna. I just no. If I'm gonna pay for something, I want it in my greedy little hand. Okay, this is what I paid for, not some digital download in somebody's ad-ridden streaming service that I have to pay for every month. And if I don't, I lose my shit. And if I, if something ever happens, who knows? What matters to me is I got it. That's everybody's different. If you like downloading, you can probably find this to rent or whatever you streamers do. But I have no. I'm not one of those. I'm not gonna have Voodoo and Shutter and this and that and 15 different streaming services. I just don't give a shit. I'm a collector. I collect my music on CDs until they change it to crystals or some futuristic shit. And I collect my movies on DVD and Blu-ray, and that's what I like. Like any collector, I like to sit and roll around in my property. It's mine. It's mine. It's all mine. It belongs to me. And so yeah, any movie that you hear me talking about, if I could find it, which is usually on eBay, I'm an eBay nut, and that's usually a lot cheaper than I can find anything on Amazon. Is on eBay, like this. Finding the DVD for this on Amazon would have almost guaranteed be several dollars more than what I could find it on eBay for. That's just the facts. So everybody's different. Like I said, if you like a bunch of streamings, do it. I don't. I do have Netflix. I think the longest I think I promised the guys over there at Goodwill Hunting. I think I promised them that I would go and watch that Army of the Dead thing because I do have Netflix, but I still haven't done it. I'll go months. I'm paying for it every month, yet I will go months without logging into Netflix unless I want to watch Star Trek. So it's weird that I keep paying for it every month when I barely use it, but at least it's there. And that is the only streaming service I have, so um, I use it on occasion. But I've got 150 movies sitting right here I need to watch, so I'm too lazy, and I certainly am not paying for Shutter or Vudu and Hulu and all of that other shit. Now, when I do get a movie that's got a digital code, me and my brother, we do have an account on Movies Anywhere and Vudu that we share, the free account where you redeem digital copies. And that's fine. That's cool because I paid for the movie, so I'm not going to throw the digital copy away. So we do go and put it in that account where both of us could log in and watch each other's acquisitions if they had a digital code in it. So I do that. But as far as paying for a service, I'm not going to do that when I've got 1,500 DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'm getting 4 or 5 in every week. You know, and that doesn't count the music, because I'm a music nut collector too. But just on movies alone, I probably get 4 or 5 movies a week. You know, 10, 15 movies a month because I'm always scouring International Movie Database, listening to other people's word of mouth like this. Um, and there you go. That's a little about me and my movies. But if you hear me talking about a movie, if I found it, you can find it. And if you don't want to buy it, you can probably like download it, or you can do a rent it or something. I don't know. But 2004, Creep. I like this a lot better than Midnight Meat Train, if that tells you anything. This was really good. Not that I didn't like it. I love Clive Barker's Midnight Meat Train, but I like this even more. Um, but yeah, Midnight Meat Train pissed me off actually because it left some really unanswered questions that I don't really like that. If they'd have done it this way, where they gave you all you needed to know, and you could figure it out for yourself, that would have been fine. But they didn't. But I'm not going to talk about that. So, Creep, 2004, mutant human underground tube station horror movie, really good. Should really thrill you. And what's next? Oh yeah, I got this really weird movie. Next, I've seen some fucked up movies. you know, Tarantino, David Lynch. There's some weird shit out there. But I'm going to talk about one of the weirdest movies I've run across in quite a while, called Dead End. And this was really, really weird in a really good way. But wow, it freaked me out. I don't know if I've really ever seen anything like this. But that's coming up next. And I've enjoyed it, as I always do. I mean, I get to run my mouth about movies. What could be better? I'll see you in a little bit.